This is about what is it that is logically going to help me to move forward? What is it that's in the best interest of my family? What's in the best interest of me? What's in the best interest of my friends and my community? If it does not make logical sense, then don't do it.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Don Rumor Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
Hello, this is for the week of August 11th through the 17th. Now we're going to have a general overview of the astrology, and then we will go into specifics for each sign. We will also have specific tarot readings on each sign. As always, we do start out with the moon. So expect on the 15th, we're going to see the last quarter in Taurus at 23 degrees, 26 minutes. During the last quarter is when you celebrate the success, celebrate the project completion, and then we turn away and move forward. As we go back, we have to go all the way back and find the new moon in Taurus. When you set your intentions for this project, that occurred on May 19th of 2023 at 28 degrees of Taurus. The first quarter where you do all that work occurred on February 16th of 2024 at 27 degrees of Taurus. And then we looked at the full moon, which was May 7th of 2024 at 18 degrees of Taurus. And again, now we're at the last quarter ready to go on. Now, we're going to go over the void, of course. If you recall, last week I reminded you that the void, of course, would begin on August 10th at 11:54 p.m. at 13 degrees of Pisces. It continues all the way through the 11th and into August 12th at 3:33 a.m. when it ends and the moon goes into the sign of Aries. Again, on the 13th, we begin another void at 3:53 p.m. at 21 degrees of Aries. It ends on the 14th at 6:22 a.m. when it enters into Taurus. On August 15th at 10:11 p.m., we go into another void, of course, at 23 degrees of Taurus, and it ends on the 16th at 9:01 when it enters into Gemini. Aries, we can all finally sigh that breath of relief, a collective sigh of relief, as Mercury goes direct on August 11th, Monday. Remember, though, there's still that 2-week post-shadow. But the fog is lifting. You'll notice the shift from introspection to action. Mars is now in Libra, activating partnership and relationships. If single, you are radiating confident magnetism this week. Expect some attention. If in a partnership, you could be under the microscope with Mars and your opposite sign. It can create some tension, especially if one of you is not feeling heard. We start out the week still having that kite headed towards Saturn, leading us in that direction we need to go. Still opposite Mars, giving that tug of war or tension. So find that compromise, relieve that tension. We still have the opposition between Pluto and Mercury, because we have that perpendicular kite also headed at Mercury. Pluto's on the tail. So that opposition creates the tension between change, transformation, and communication. So something in your communication is going to have to change a little bit to lessen that tension. And of course, Saturn and Neptune are still conjunct. Therefore, the opposition between Mars and Saturn will also include Neptune. Again, it brings that little tension between the desire to act and this feeling of pulling your dreams or ideals in. You may struggle to distinguish between inspired action and escapism. Energy can be sensitive. The moon is squaring Pluto and Mercury, so some decisions and action are required. This week is all about growth and seizing those opportunities. It's a perfect time for personal development, education, and creativity. Expect new or deepened friendships. It'll flow both ways. Business ventures might broaden, but watch out for minor disruptions. An unexpected income or maybe a financial boost is likely. Emotions or moods can shift. Be aware. Keep your communication and strategy with business partnerships tight. They will need some clarity. Connect with your children. Emotionally, Mars went into Libra on August 6th, and that impacts your partnerships. It can stir assertiveness and negotiation. It's squaring Saturn and Neptune around the time of the full moon, and that revealed where balance was missing. Whether romantic or professional, the bold but fair in relationships is the energy. If it's not reciprocal, step back. Stay active and nurture your loved ones. A parent or family members can solidify your success, so be emotionally mindful. Engage. Balance assertiveness with diplomacy. Now, Dawn, what do you show for tarot?
Well, Ms. Bonnie, I tell you, before I get into tarot, I want to say one thing. I am ready to celebrate the first phrase you used in this, and that is, we are out of retrograde. Because I tell you what, technology has been whipping my butt, and other things in life have been whipping my butt, and not in a good way. So I am glad that we are out of Mercury retrograde, grade.
2 weeks post shadow.
I'll take a post shadow more than the retrograde itself, because I did feel it this time. I really did. And I sometimes you blame it on retrograde when it's whatever, but this time really I think retrograde had a profound effect on me. So let me get to the tarot reading, Miss Bonnie, and tell them what we're seeing for tarot, and then we'll get back together and have a conversation in reference to what is the difference between the astrology and the tarot. So let's get to it. Here we go, folks. Let's see what we pick up for the energies of Aries. Aries. All righty then. Ooh, interesting. The cards are a little bit jumpy, but they're not flying out. That's a good thing, I guess, because they're probably worn out after this retrograde. On the bottom of the deck, I love this. It's the Palace of Coins. Palace of Coins, when the Palace of Coin comes out in your energy. Again, this is the energy of your environment, not your specific energy. When that's in your energy of your environment, it tells you that things are going to flow easy for you around you this week. So don't be surprised if you are in need of a little bit of extra money, it shows up. If you are in need of a little extra assistance, it shows up. Maybe you just need a close friend to talk to, they show up. People will show up in your lives, things will show up in your lives to make things a little easier for yourself this week. So appreciate the fact that the universe is trying to help you a little bit. They're giving you a little bit of a helping hand. Don't take advantage now. Don't take advantage. Your energy this week is a death card. Now, they ain't dying, so let's not get out the tombstone. Let's not get out the mourning cloths and all that. Don't spread the word you're dying, because you ain't. What this is really telling you is this week, you are going to probably have to make some changes. You're probably going to have to make some shifts in what's working, what's not working. Maybe who's in your life that maybe should need a timeout. This could be a situation of maybe something that you've been trying to get working is not. And so maybe if you've been thinking about starting a new business and you've been putting the pieces together and it's just not coming together, maybe this isn't the right time, or maybe this isn't the right business. This could be a situation where maybe you met Mr. or Mrs. Right and you think, no, it's more like right now. So if that's the case, then maybe you need to move on down the road, ease on down the road. Whatever it is, the point is, make sure that you embrace change because this is a week of it. And think about it. How wonderful is it to know that if you're in a week of change, that the universe is working with you in that regard? Again, you may need to make a change in your employment, or you may need to make a change in your child care. You may need to make a change in insurance companies. Who knows what it might be? But the reality is when you do need that change, the universe is like, we're going to help you. We'll help you get that information. Be it a co-worker when it comes to work, be it a care provider when it comes to your children, be it a bonus when it comes to extra money popping in, or better yet, you go through the couch and you find dollar bills that fell out of your wallet and it's right there out of your pocket. Whatever it is. The point is be prepared for the change. Whatever it is, do the change. And as you facilitate that change, look at this, an Ace of Wands. So don't be surprised if it's going to flow easy. Now the Ace of Wands also can tell you that this may be a new job. Again, because Wands is specific to employment, but this also could be again, this could be work, and work, whatever you're doing, it could take you work to do the change. And so that Wands could represent work in general as an effort, lots of work to make the change. However, again, know that the universe is with you because of that energy around you. So now as we traverse that and we move forward with that change, we look to the universe and say, okay, where are we going to go with this? You have choices. There's two choices here at least. And so it's going to give you choices. What the swords, the Two of Swords, is specifically telling you in reference to change, in reference to new direction, in reference to what you're doing, is use logic and reasoning for this. Do not use emotions. This is not a cup. A cup is all about emotions and in your feelings and, oh my goodness, I love myself. No, this is about what is it that is logically going to help me to move forward? What is it that's in the best interest of my family? What's in the best interest of me? What's in the best interest of my friends and my community? If it does not make logical sense, then don't do it.
Look at my face. Don't do it. No, don't do it. No, 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 no.
Look at my face. Don't do it. This is a time to pay attention to what makes reasonable and logical sense, because the universe wants to help you and they will help you. But if you go against the universe and you do something that really doesn't make good sense, don't be surprised if you get pushback. So again, use some logic and reasoning this time, Aries. And ultimately, with patience, this is the Temperance card, with patience and with good cheer and goodwill, making good decisions, you're going to see that evolution, that change move slowly but smoothly into your new direction. By the end of this week, you should be facing something. You should be heading in a new direction, looking at something new, embracing something new, and celebrating wouldn't be a big leap in this either, because again, it's supposed to be smooth. And like this, I love this. This is the King of Wands. Ultimately, it's you. You're in control of this. What do you do? What do you do? If you do not make changes this week, don't come back to me and cry if next week's hard, because you know what? The universe is giving you this opportunity. So use it to your advantage. But again, it's up to you. I'm hoping that you will. Miss Bonnie, that's the tarot side. What's you looking at over there? What do you see?
Well, I think it all fits with retrograde ending. This 2 weeks of where the fog lifts, things become clearer and things become easier. Start moving forward. There's momentum now.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I feel such a positive energy about this, because I feel like the energy that is around this was that they were stuck, or they were in a situation where they just felt like a morass. It wasn't necessarily terrible or bad. I just felt like there was a stuck energy, and they're thinking, I need to do something to shake it up. And so if anything, when I say the word change, I hope that people understand maybe word shaken up can be put in there. And it's like, shake up your life a little bit. Maybe bring some new energy in. Again, that's change. Change doesn't have to be, you don't have to blow the world up, but you can make some slight changes that ultimately can lead you to a smoother, more path-driven life. And when you are on your path, when you get alignment, and this is one of those times where, again, maybe you were off of your path, maybe you kind of navigated away from your path, and that's why life was stuck, because you're like, the universe is saying, hey, really, you don't want to go this way, and you didn't get the 2x4 moment yet, because the universe will give you a 2x4 if you get too far off, and they're going to smack upside the head and say, you know what, get back. So maybe this, again, is that redirect, but in a smoother, more gentle way, to say, let's find our way back. Let's get back to a smoother, easier flowing life, because when we are on our path and we are on our life path, we find that life tends to be a little bit easier. There are challenges, but we accepted those challenges before we came to this earth. All we have to do is make sure we keep our focus on what we're doing and celebrate the good things. Don't forget that, by the way. Celebrate those small things, because they're equally as important as the big things. In the big picture, I think so. Anyway, I dribbled on, Miss Bonnie. Talking about love, how can they show us some love out there?
Oh, we love the love, but there's a little button down in the lower right-hand corner. It says subscribe. If you'll hit that button and then set that little notification bell to all, anytime we post a video or if we go live, you'll get a little message. So you don't have to constantly be watching for us. Now, if you do that and you're on my channel, Your Love Goddess, hop over to Mr. Don and Sonoran Mystic Tarot and do the same thing there. Hit that subscribe and set that bell. When you're done there, go to our new channel, Cards and Constellations. There'll be a day where this is the only place you'll see these videos of both of us. So hit subscribe, put that little bell on all, and the biggest piece of love, share the video out. You don't know how many other people will get messages from these videos. You think it's just for you? No. Might be for the Gemini next door. So share.
And it's interesting too, because it's one of those things that sometimes just hearing the right phrase or the right support at the right moment can alter so much, because sometimes we feel alone, sometimes we feel isolated. And if you feel like, you know what, somebody else is going through this, I'm not alone, sometimes it can lighten the load. It's amazing. So with that said, folks, we do appreciate you popping in. Please leave us a comment. Let us know how this resonates with you. Additionally, hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons, as Miss Bonnie has said. And until next week, love, light, and blessings from Miss Bonnie, her family, me, and my family, to you and yours. Have a great one. Bye-bye.